And I'll just send this into general for everybody and we'll get started. Alright, and we are live. So, once again, welcome Kaldarans to the State of the Empire Assembly for the 6th of June, 2006. Wow, I jumped ahead of myself there. The 22nd of June, 2019. Go me, off to a fantastic start. This meeting should be a rather short one, as most of the important things were covered in last week's meeting and are still work-in-progress affairs. So first up, I'd like to offer a welcome to our newest members who have registered on the website, including Brown Marxist, Sal, Hydra Cookie, Chaotic Wolf, Travio Man, Noob Plays, and Drunk Monkey. If anyone else has joined recently and hasn't found their name on this list, please let us know, but please note that several of you are probably not going to be on the list because you haven't registered on the website at KaldaraEmpire.com. That's when you register there as your official enlistment date with the Empire after you file your mobile infantry application as part of the registration process. In order to just ensure a degree of cooperation and community, we ask that everyone does register on the site in order to allow better tracking as we offload specific functions to the site. This will also give you the ability to rank up within the Empire, take on specific roles, earn titles, participate in tournaments, special events, stay up to date, and earn medals, awards, and various other benefits. So, again, website is the place to be, Discord is the place to be, and in-game is the place to be. All three is the trifecta of your progress within the Empire. Perfect, strong, natural triangle. With all that out of the way, I'm actually going to move right into promotions. And I'm going to state that this week we don't have a whole lot of promotions to offer up. We're mostly in a growing phase and an expansionary phase with a lot of new people joining, a lot of new recruits and trainees. A big chunk of promotions will most likely come down the line in the near future as those trainees move up and they start getting their proper ranks and they start finding their spot within the Empire. But for tonight, we do have Donut Boy, actually, who has stepped up in the First Legion, and as such, we'll see his Dracaris position upgraded to that of Ancrix, so a movement from E4 to E5 grade. And that is all we have on that for tonight. If anybody else feels that they are worthy of a promotion or not being recognized for their efforts, our DMs are always open. You're welcome to say it publicly or in private, whatever makes you more comfortable. And we will definitely get back to you, and we will either A, explain why we don't believe you're worthy of a promotion, or B, if you make your case solidly, you'll probably get a heartfelt apology and the promotion that you deserve. It's all up to merit here, people. But that will take care of our promotions for the evening. Next up, I'd like to talk on that very topic of expansion. As of tonight, the Kaldaran Empire has begun to expand into Star Wars The Old Republic. This will mark the new creation of the 5th Legion of Kaldara as we get the guild up and running in that game. Anyone who wishes to join us, the game is free to play, and is always more fun with friends involved, so we would encourage those who want to see Kaldara grow and expand, join us there. Recruiting from there may see growth in other sectors, as there is often an overlap in gameplay. That being said, anybody who's interested in Division 2, the 3rd Legion still exists. It's still open. Feel free to shoot me a DM. I'll get on. I'll get you an invite into the game. We definitely need people willing to step up in Division 2 for acting as NCOs and staff to keep the 3rd Legion operational, to handle recruitment, and to turn it into a self-sufficient fighting machine, just the same as we have done with the 1st and 2nd Legion.
Wait, so the clan is called the Third Legion?
That's the official name. However, the name on the site, they don't let you use numbers in Division 2, which is really obnoxious. So we're going to be working something out. There's also a really harsh character limit. The point is that the clan system for Division 2 is sorely lacking in a lot of respects, but we'll come back to that shortly.
All right.
Also, the 4th Legion. Another Guardian Legion from Destiny 2. We've opened up the 4th Legion as the first recent extension of the Kaldaran Empire into European time zones. Shakra's Fastboy will be running the 4th Legion and will require volunteers from those time zones and from that region to step up into NCO positions to help with recruitment and growth. Once again, the goal is to turn the 4th Legion into a self-sufficient legion, and if there's continued interest, to potentially expand the Empire with multiple European legions.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Correct. And beyond that, that covers all of our immediate expansion. There are still another of theaters that are potentially on the table. And we're always taking recommendations for further expansion into new conflict theaters, new games, whatever catches people interest. I've heard Rust being tossed around a little bit lately, so that one we might see something come about. And we'll also need volunteers to help run those additional legions. And as we move up, we're going to need volunteers to help run new legions in our existing games that are hitting limits. So, for example, Destiny 2, especially with the sudden surge in player base, how Destiny 2 has hit an almost constant 1 million plus player base. It's been a huge resurgence for the game. I think there's a lot of excitement for the fact that they're not under Activision's thumb anymore. I think a lot of people are excited for the Steam release of the game. I think a lot of people are excited because Moon's haunted. So I absolutely want to get a few more legions there. I'd like to be up to somewhere between 3 to 5 legions by the time Shadowkeep drops, because I expect Shadowkeep and the Steam release will see a massive increase that could very well, if we're well established and have a solid command structure put in place in the next 2 months, 2 to 3 months, could very well put us into a position of being ready to get upwards of 10 legions. And I know this is doable, as there are other clans out there on Destiny that are running easily 10, 20, some of them even 30 clans within Bungie.net. So I know it's entirely doable, and I would like to see these legions grow and prosper. So, as always, we are going to need volunteers who are willing to step up and take on a small degree of additional responsibility. And on that note, I'm actually going to transition into an announcement. We are going to be opening up some more lower admin positions within each legion. The ideal goal is for each legion to consist of 12 staff members for the full-sized, 100-person legion. At least taking Destiny as sort of a baseline. So you'll have a commanding officer in charge of the Legion, taking on the founder role, an executive officer acting as a senior admin, second in command and confidant of the commanding officer. You will then have 5 NCO positions, which should be roughly rank E5. That will include operations, orientation, personnel, recruitment. What's the 5th one? Operations, orientation, personnel, recruitment.
Instructor.
Instructor, yes, thank you. Under each of them, I would like to start placing an E4 as a junior NCO under instruction and learning the responsibilities of each of those 5 roles, so that when an NCO gets promoted up the chain, or if they have to leave due to life circumstances, if somebody gets drummed out of the Empire, heaven forbid, for just being too damn toxic. I don't expect we'll have too many toxic people making it into NCO positions to begin with, but people do change over time, so we do have to prepare for that possibility. there is somebody trained in the appropriate usage to take their place to ensure that there is an uninterrupted flow to keep important administrative positions covered and fulfilled, and to ensure that a legion can constantly recruit, drum out its inactives after the course of a month or two, depending on the specifics of the legion, and to generally ensure a vibrant, healthy legion. If there are any questions about this, I would be happy to entertain them now. Gonna take that as a no. The silence is deafening. So next up, just a quick thing I'd like to cover. Proper channel use. We have been noticing bot commands going into any and every random channel under the sun, and I would like for that to calm down and or stop. There are specific channels to keep the bot commands contained so that they don't overflow and destroy the flow of conversation in other channels. Please make use of the appropriate channels. If you're checking PvP or Iron Banner or raid stats or you want to know what Xur's up to, we're happy to have the Warmind in the Discord. We're happy to have them doing their thing. Please use the Warmind Charlemagne channel under the Destiny 2 category for those commands. Furthermore, Meeseeks actually should be able to handle assigning you a Legion role and giving you access to specific Legion channels. Each Legion now has a category in the Discord, hidden from people not in the Legion, so that it doesn't clutter things. And they will as of current include 2 channels, a text channel and a vocal comms channel. So there's one of these for the first, the second, the third, the fourth, there'll be one for the fifth. In addition to that, there's a set of Fireteam channels, which range from Alpha to Foxtrot currently, in addition to an Imperial Fireteam. So, as things get larger and we have more concurrent Fireteams across various games, that list will likely grow, but that's down at the bottom of the Discord. There's a category called Fireteams. So if you need to get 3 guys together to go do raid, menagerie, PvP, 6 guys, 3 guys, whatever you're doing, 3 guys for a nightfall. If you're going in and you need to get 12 guys together for something in a bigger MMO that has larger scale raids, happy to do that. That's what the Fireteam channels are for. That's your general in-game communication and standards. You're welcome to hang out in pretty much any open comms channel that you can see and access. As far as the ranking structure goes, I'm going to transition into the next point here. When somebody joins the Discord, they are automatically granted the role of civilian. Upon registering on the website, they are granted the role of T1. Upon being in the Discord, registered on the website, and signing up with their Legion, be it 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 273rd someday, that is when they'll gain the role of T2. T2 is a temporary role that exists for the sake of allowing people to get familiar with the Empire's way of doing things, to get to know people, and to sort of make their final decisions on whether or not they are interested in staying in the Empire. It gives them general access to just about everything, but it means that if they don't assimilate into the sort of local culture and they just don't really click with the group, they run off and just start screwing things up and causing problems. It's not like we're kicking out a senior officer. It's, dude, you're not really fitting in here. Moving from T2 to E1 is a symbol that you're kind of fitting in and you found your place in the Empire, and it's time to take that role seriously. Usually this transitionary period shouldn't really be more than 2 weeks. Some people will be promoted faster. Some might need a little bit more time, depending on how active they are and how sociable they are. And, it's a malleable number, but 2 weeks should be roughly the average. It's going to be up to Legion COs and XOs to promote from T2 to E1, and to make a note of that in a section of the website forums, which will exist very soon for the express purpose of handling promotions. And then, of course, at each weekly meeting, those promotions will be verbally recognized by me to ensure that I'm still participating even in the quote-unquote lowest rungs of the empire. I have no intention to get a big head in my leadership imperial position, and I hope to see a similar level of engagement from all command and officer and even NCO personnel. We are, at the end of the day, about creating a friendly gaming community here. The military structure is primarily for partially light roleplay mechanic, because it's fun to have a theme, and partially, and more importantly, for allowing structures that recognize who's stepping up and doing their part to really facilitate the Empire. Yes, everybody does a little bit by participating in the raids, fire teams, things like that, but the people who step up and actively recruit and work to the betterment of the Empire deserve recognition for the extra effort and time that they have invested in Imperial success. And that's why the system exists as it does today. On that note, when you do things with other members of the Empire, please go on the website, file a battle report, tell us your win-loss, things like that. Tell us, if you start typing into the battle report system on the website the name of somebody, it actually does bring up an autocomplete field for anybody registered on the website. Make sure if that person is that person, you click their name from the autocomplete, as it will link to their profile in the battle reports on the website, and it will actually count stats of what they've been doing. This will allow us to better track who is participating with the Empire and with their fellow Kaldarans to play the game, not just to log on to Destiny and collect the engram, but they're actively working with people and participating in the clan atmosphere, and to ensure that, number one, there's a record of their participation, and two, that participation can be sufficiently rewarded. Be it titles, be it rank, be it simply verbal or textual recognition. There's a plenty of different options that are on the table for fielding that recognition, but we do feel that people who go the extra mile and participate with the group do deserve an extra sense of recognition and camaraderie. So I do ask that fire team leaders post that battle report. It definitely helps. If there's some reason, I haven't gotten any other people posting battle reports yet, so if there's, for some reason, the inability for you to post a battle report, make a note of relevant information on the forums, and I will transcribe the battle report into the system until such a time as I figured out the exact permissions linked to it. But I do believe everybody should be able to file battle reports currently. On to the next bit. Just a quick touch-up on recruitment. Recruitment's going pretty well. We've got a few new people flowing in on a more or less a daily basis. Sometimes they leave, sometimes they stay. You throw shit at the wall, what sticks ends up not being shit. That's how it's going to work around here. I do want to see a little bit more effort poured into this. I want to see the 1st Legion doing the recruiting. I want to see the 2nd Legion doing the recruiting. I want to see people stepping up to the 3rd Legion to get some more recruiting there. Despite the fact that I don't suspect that Division 2 is the greatest recruitment ground, it does seem that most people are already in a clan and the game's community is not as vibrant as others. But even still, 4th Legion's got to do the recruiting. We're going to be doing a bunch of recruiting in the Old Republic. We're looking for other games, as I've said. Generally speaking, recruitment is the lifeblood. It is the nutrients that you pour into the organism to keep the Empire running. That people will get bored, people will fall off the face of the earth, people will get busy with life, wife, kids, home, life situations. There are plenty of things that can take somebody out of the day-to-day participation in the Empire. So to counteract that natural entropy, we need to ensure that more people are still coming in than we're bleeding out. That's the general rule here. If you're sick, you keep your fluids up. If you're an organism, you eat. Command structures are still living organisms. They improvise, they adapt, they thrive, they change, they grow. Same thing has to happen here. My final note for the night that I can think of, tournament signups. for Destiny 2. I do want to remind everyone that the tournament's going to be happening soon. Sign-ups are still currently live on the website. There is a forum post. I believe it's in one of the generals. Let me pop open the forums and have